I feel like in current year, anyone can be a victim literally over anything, right? I do. I feel like anyone out there will find a reason to be a victim. And that I don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me. I don't think you're always a victim. I think there's usually always another answer. And in some cases, we find out, in other cases we don't. But here's one where it does get a little bit interesting. So you have an article here titled "Survivor of Sexual Assault Says She Was Fired for having a concealed carry permit." Now, that's a little bit weird, isn't it? That's a little bit salacious of a headline. Survivor of sexual assault says she was fired for having a concealed carry permit. I mean, that is just like laying it on right there. Of course, this is Daily Caller, clearly a right-leaning publication, but still, I mean, like, could you lay it on any thicker, Ryan Pickrell? Anyway, so a woman identifying as a Virginia social worker took to social media Friday to vent about being fired from her job for being a concealed carry permit holder. Storm Durham, a former Department of Virginia Social Services employee who describes herself as a 22-year-old blonde who is 5'2", about 140 pounds, who loves everything Disney, pink, and basic, asserts that she was escorted out of her office by 3 Roanoke, Virginia police officers after she was canned. She was, according to a post on Facebook, not even allowed to use the bathroom due to serious safety concerns to the building. Now, that is pretty crazy. Right at the front. You know, a little 5'2", 140-pound woman who loves Disney is going to be a danger to people in a building. I mean, that does seem like a bit much. But at the same time, when someone is fired, when someone is terminated, usually it is customary to have security escort them out. That's just the policy in many, many, many places. So I don't look at that as being anything outside of the norm. Their job is to get her out. She can take it as however she wants, but you hear about it often, and that's just kind of the way things are. I'm not saying it does anything good in terms of like her morale when being fired. It's almost like you're being like paraded through the streets with someone with a bell going, "Shame, shame, shame." Like, that's what it feels like to me. But ultimately, though, it's policy. Now, she says, "I was fired today from Roanoke's City Social Services, serving as a damn good social worker. I was fired for having a concealed carry permit, not the gun, the permit. I was escorted by 3 city police officers because I am a safety risk to the building." Now, if you see this here, she has 45,000 likes on Twitter and 36,000 comments. That's a lot. That's a lot of people are fully aware of this. And I did see this pop up on Friday, and I saw the original tweets, and they were going around. People were losing their minds over this. How dare Virginia fire a woman for having a concealed carry permit? And it's like, that does seem a little bit on the weird side, doesn't it? It seems a bit suspicious that they're going to sit there and fire someone for having a permit you had to legally go through channels to get, right? Or you had to go through legal channels to get. It doesn't make any sense. Now, she says, "I got my concealed carry because I'm a woman, and y'all have seen the news. It's kind of crazy." She did say this in a Facebook Live video, saying she describes herself as a survivor of sexual assault, saying, "I have my concealed carry permit. I own guns. I hunt. I target shoot. I represent women hunters and outdoors women. Does that make me a criminal? Does that make me a safety risk to others? A big enough safety risk to be escorted by 3 Roanoke police city officers? So scary and threatening that I need to be treated like a criminal, to be humiliated and looked down upon for owning a gun, for legally having a gun, registering a gun, and having the appropriate documentation for that gun." But the thing is she says here in her tweet she was fired for having the permit, not the gun. So, I mean, one could argue that maybe she's talking about having the gun on her inside of the location, or just others could argue that she just has a gun or has a permit and that's enough to fire her. That's kind of a weird thing. Now, the Virginia Department of Social Services did not respond to requests for comment, and the relevant person at the Roanoke Police Department was not available for comment. Now, she did also say here she's going to fight back on Facebook Live. She's preparing a lawyer to challenge what she considers wrongful termination. She's also preparing to meet with U.S. politicians. She says that she does not want her job back because she does not want to work for these liberals. Well, you went to go work at social services, one of the most like liberal freaking departments there are in like any local government. Your entire job is to basically facilitate the needs of others. And you don't want to work with those liberals. You knew who they were, Storm. You knew who they were. Now, some of you may not like where this is going next, but I do believe it's a good place to take a look at here. So, Snopes. Snopes decided to look into this here, and it gets a little interesting. Of course, saying here was a Roanoke City Department of Social Services worker fired over a gun permit. Storm Durham's claim that she was fired over possessing a concealed carry permit is not supported by city policy. And then, of course, you have this meme. And now this meme, again, we live in the age of the meme, right? And if you can push a good meme out there, especially on Facebook, you can get a lot of traction because people just share shit without ever freaking reading up on it. Now, it says here, of course, the meme says, I was fired today from Roanoke Social Security Services, serving as a damn good social worker. I was fired for having the concealed carry permit, not the gun, right? Obviously doing that. Now, here's the thing. It's basically false. She wasn't fired for that. Now, if you come down here to the bottom, it says here that although we are unable to substantiate, the City of Roanoke's Office of Communications sent us a statement refuting her claims on March 12th. So today they sent a statement out in response saying a former employee of the City of Roanoke recently posted via social media assertions regarding the basis of her dismissal from city employment. Her posting has also been reported in other media. The city does not publicly comment on specific personal matters. In light of these assertions, however, it is important to note that the City of Roanoke respects the constitutional rights of its citizens and that the dismissal in question was not based upon anyone's exercise of such rights. So basically, her claim she was fired for having a gun permit is not true. Now, this is basically another employee here who does. This is what they can substantiate, saying, "Stop making yourself a martyr. Plenty of DDS workers have concealed carry permits. This isn't about this. You put other workers in safety and jeopardy when your homeboy brought a gun to threaten another worker and you didn't report it. You are unteachable and completely unable to take constructive criticism, and you bring unnecessary drama into an already stressful job. No adult should throw screaming and crying fits and expect to remain in the career field of child welfare. Good luck on your new endeavors and good riddance." So there's a lot there that's going on. But the thing is, though, whether you want to believe this claim or not, it's entirely up to you. But the City of Roanoke, it refuses to acknowledge that this was the reason. And, that's basically what it boils down to. And I would say that that's probably the reason. If what Ben S. Jackson here says is true, obviously there's that. But I do want to quickly ask a quick question. What do you do when you're a persecuted conservative in this country? What do you do? What do you do? You take it to the internet, you try to go viral, and then you try to capitalize on said virality. We've seen this happen with, let's say, Candace Owen and Red Pill Black, and we're kind of seeing it here too with Storm Durham, because she has now started a YouTube channel called The Conservative Storm. Only a couple videos on here right now, but she's done streams. Earlier today, she did a 25-minute stream and then a 29-minute stream, and she is trying to become a YouTuber right now. And it could be for a multitude of reasons. I literally have no idea, but I would argue that a fair amount of it has a lot to do with her trying to capitalize on this newfound fame that she seems to find herself in, because she got fired for, in her mind, having a concealed carry permit, but other people who work there say absolutely different. So we don't quite know, but the city refutes it. And that seems like a pretty stupid thing to fire somebody over. You have to go through legal channels in order to get a concealed carry. A simple background check would definitely work on that one. But if a boyfriend comes with a gun and she doesn't report it, and her job is to essentially work within the welfare of children, that could be an issue. But that being said, I am very curious to see where the conservative storm goes and whether or not she'll be speaking at CPAC next year on behalf of the NRA. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, thumbs it up, hit on that subscribe, check out 3 Buck Theater, check out Mundane Chats, or if you just want to help support the channel, the best way to do that is patreon.com/mundanematt, link below in the video description. Thank you guys again, have yourself a great day, and peace out.